Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So, ever since I moved to Bangalore, life has honestly felt really busy. I think the last year feels like a complete blur to me. Every day it became about surviving, keeping up, meeting the deadlines, and building a life for myself. And somewhere in between all of that, I was completely burnt out. I was so focused on getting my life together that I almost stopped enjoying it. Everything at that time became all about productivity and goals and achievements and the next milestone. And I kept telling myself that, I will enjoy my life once I've figured everything out. But guess what? Life is never fully figured out. There's always something unfinished, something uncertain, something stressful that's sitting in the background. And I also realized something that before moving to Bangalore, I actually really enjoyed my own company. But after moving here, life suddenly became quite social. Like, I had my own group of friends, I had someone to call, I had someone to make plans with, I had a beautiful boyfriend. And slowly, without even realizing, every experience of mine started becoming connected to somebody else. So if I wanted to go out to a cafe, I would think about who I could go out with. If I wanted to go out for a movie, I'd call someone. If I wanted to experience something new, again, I would have somebody to call to. And even though there's absolutely nothing wrong in having shared experiences with your loved ones, I think somewhere in between, I just stopped doing things just for myself. I stopped taking myself out into the real world. And I think because life felt so busy and so overwhelming, that being alone, that feeling of being alone felt very unfamiliar instead of being comforting. So recently, I decided to change that. I didn't want to keep waiting for the right time to experience life with. So I took myself out on a solo date. So, first things first, I got ready and I definitely dressed up for the occasion. And then it was time to leave for the cafe. And I met the cutest golden retriever there, and it instantly made my day so much better. And I just sat there and took in the whole atmosphere around me. No phone, no scrolling, nothing. And I'm not gonna lie, at first, it felt a little weird because I think I've gotten so used to constantly doing something. If I'm eating, I'm watching something. If I'm sitting somewhere, I'm checking my phone. If I've one free second, my brain immediately wants stimulation. And I don't even think I realized how automatic it had become. So I just sat there, ate my food, watched people walk by, looked at the weather, looked at the road, and honestly, it felt really nice. Like nothing was happening, but at the same time, it felt really, really peaceful. And yes, I did carry my book and read for a little while. And here's the outfit. Like I said, I definitely dressed up for the occasion and I felt so beautiful and confident. And I really romanticized each and every moment there. And finally, we are here at the bookstore. Books have always felt weirdly comforting to me. Even when life feels messy or overwhelming, getting lost in a story for a while somehow makes everything feel a little quieter. So, on a day when I'm doing things for myself, I had to visit a bookstore and hopefully buy a new book. And then I just walked around Jayanagar for a bit, and Bangalore weather was actually being nice that day. And I think when you're alone, you notice random things more: the streets, the little shops, people passing by. You're not really in a conversation, so you're kind of just there observing everything. Finally, reached the mall for my movie. And I was quite thirsty and I couldn't find the vendor at the tender coconut stall, so I got this drink and I have to say it was absolutely terrible. But because I paid for it, I had to finish it. And my movie starts at 3:30 and it was 3 o'clock, so I had time to kill. So I just sat there and watched people pass by, and I weirdly enjoyed doing that. Watching families, friend groups, random strangers walking around. I don't know, it just reminds me that everyone has their own life going on. And then eventually, it was time for the movie.
और मेरे कपड़े लेके आओ और उसके बाद मुझे क्या तो पूरा खानदान
And the movie was fine. It was a good one time watch. And then it was finally time to head home. And after reaching home, I changed into my comfy pajamas and I did my evening ritual where I light a candle, put my fairy lights on, made a refreshing glass of iced tea, and watched my comfort TV show. And honestly, it wasn't some life changing day. Like, nothing extraordinary happened. I just ate good food, bought a new book, watched a new movie, and came back home. But I think I'm starting to understand that life is actually made up of these kind of moments, these small, quiet, ordinary moments. And maybe happiness isn't always this huge dramatic thing. Maybe it's just being fully present in an otherwise normal day. So, yeah, that was my little solo date, and I think I want to do this more often.